was first to do a research and create a report on these devices, which can be used to connect the digital software to the actuator. Basically, what it means is basically the platform where you can link both the software and the hardware parts together. And the other point was and reading new interesting papers. For the completed task, what I did yet to complete a task or the few works are the work and solution provided by any company in field of connecting cars with the autonomous kit and whether connecting system or go with the available one. Well, the answer for this, I think I have a right now. They have seen going the next the CAN things, the communication system. So CAN communication system, whatever they are using in the car, it is being used by these devices itself. I mean, there's no changes required. So I think if we do that, then like most of the devices doesn't require any changes in the present connecting system in their cars. So yeah, like I'll research on this more, but this is the rough idea of what I have. So right now, it can be used to connect digital software to the car actuators. So right now, I have like we have five competitors. First is NVIDIA. Second is next is Mobileye, which is owned by Intel. Next is Technology, and the next one is AMD. Basically, AMD and Tesla are working together to make a chip for the self-driving car, and they said that they'll be giving out the chip in 2019 somewhere. So I haven't much concentrated on this. So these are the four companies which I've been doing a little research on. So first of all, I'll start with NVIDIA. NVIDIA's Drive PX is what NVIDIA is concentrating on self-driving cars as. So basically, it is a series of computers aimed at providing autonomous cars and drivers assistance functionality powered by deep learning. So NVIDIA has been working on this. Actually, to be honest, NVIDIA is one of the oldest and the toughest competitors here. It has been working on this from many years, and it has released many models. So basically, the first model that they released was Drive CX, which has 1 Tegra X1 SoC, a system on chip. Tegra is nothing but it is basically an integration of ARM, that is a CPU, and GPU, and like many other things. It's a version X1 is the version. So it is all integration of all this together in one single chip. So in that first Drive CX, they use this. In the model which I'm basically concentrating upon is Drive PX2. It has two versions in it. One is Auto Cruise, one is Auto Chauffeur. The Auto Cruise one uses 1 Tegra X2. That's the higher version of this. And Chauffeur includes 2 Tegra X2 and 2 Pascal GPUs. So basically, here, if you can, sorry, if you can see, there are 2 Tegra X2 which has embedded GPUs, but apart from that, it is using 2 other GPUs as well. So if you like GPUs will help you. This will help the image processing work much more faster and better. So all the Tesla vehicles manufactured from mid-October included Drive PX2. So all the self-driving thing, whatever you see in Tesla is done by NVIDIA's Drive PX2. So here are some main points what I thought to include in the PPT. Well, the brief version of it, the explained version of it is there in the report. So this is how it looks. I know it's very sophisticated, but this is one of the most powerful things I've ever seen. So the GPU, what it has is 4 10-watt GPUs. I think GPUs Roshan can explain much better. Well, these are also powerful GPUs, what it is using. The memory that it can have is 16 GB LP DDR4. The storage, what it is capable of 128 GB eMMC. eMMC is nothing but embedded multimedia controller, if I'm not. It's a flash memory kind of thing, so you can use that. And the power consumption by these two chips, what we have Tegra X2, two of them, the total is around 250 watts. So this is one of the major concerning points here. The performance, what it gives is 20 FP16 teraflop. Basically, it means that 20 trillion floating point operations per second. Basically, 20 how much? 12 operations or instructions per second it can execute. So that is as powerful as 150 MacBook Pros, if you can just imagine. So that much powerful as this one single board is. And but the disappointing part is that it is around $15,000. So well, it is the two disappointing points. What I found was the power consumption is 240 watts, and the cost is $15,000. So these two are very things that we have to look upon. But as of power concerned, it is one of the best chips that right now it is available. So yeah. So we are actually waiting for Xavier and Pegasus version of NVIDIA, so which will be capable of level 5 autonomy. Right now, the ones which assured was level 4 and level 3 autonomy. So I hope that the cost of this will be lesser, but I don't think it will be lesser, but it will be more powerful. That's what they have promised. So let's see. And they have promised the power consumption will be less, and it will be around 30 watt. That's what I've heard from. That's what I've seen in the papers. So next, that was NVIDIA. Next, we'll come to NXP Qual. NXP has its device Blue Box, which is working on. So Blue Box is a unique solution designed to help meet the stringent automotive safety. So basically, if you see that NXP mostly works on self-driving car for safety purposes. There are many videos on YouTube, if you can see. I think a Chinese company, they use this chip for making what is that? Like if there is an object in between suddenly in the road, the car used to turn automatically and go around it, or press brakes automatically. So NXP concentrates more around safety part of it. But it also does all these jobs like pedestrian detection, object detection. All these have been done by the company, the car manufacturers. So it's capable of these things as well. But it is more concentrated on safety thing. So this is how the Blue Box looks. Well, the Blue Box, it is basically a combination of two processors. One is S32V 234, which is an ADAS, which is vision processor. Basically, it will it will take inputs from all the cameras, and it will help you to process the image nicely. And basically, it will do the image processing task for the self-driving car. Whereas the LS2080A, it's a number cruncher. Number cruncher is nothing but it's like rapid calculation of large amount of data. So the data sets, whatever you have, so calculating all those things will be done by this chip. So on the right side, if you can see, this blue thing is the S32, that is the vision processor, and the left side, it is the number cruncher. So this is how the NXP Blue Box looks. So these are some important points about NXP Blue Box. Well, the GPU it is using is GC3000. The memory it can handle DDR3 and less than, and also supports external flash like the NVIDIA. The power consumption, if you can see here, is less than 40 watt. So this is one of the, if you can compare with NVIDIA, there it was 250, here it is 40. And the performance, though, has decreased. Here it is 90,000 million instruction per second it can do. But well, to be honest, we don't need 20 trillion instructions per second. That kind of computational performance. Well, people and manufacturer car companies have done through this also 90,000 million instruction per second, and it has been implemented in car as well. So it's well, this can be implemented, so not to worry. And the best part is the cost is 5,000. So this was about NXP. Now I'll go to Mobile, which is acquired by Intel. Now their self-driving division is IQ, what they're making the chip. So Mobile is one of the biggest competitors here right now. So well, they have given the chip to 27 manufacturers, manufacturers, which includes Audi, BMW, Ford, everyone. So they have a very good reputation all over the world in terms of the chip. So they have made different models for the chip Q1, Q2, Q3, and all. So the Q1 one was introduced in 2008 with only driving assistance. With Q2 was introduced in 2010 with driving assistant with some improvement. Q3 was introduced in 2014 with level 2 autonomy. Q4 will be introduced in 2018. Well, it is tested and it has been implemented, but the manufacturing will start in 2018 level 3 autonomy, and Q5 will start in 2020 with level 4 and 5 autonomy. So we'll be concentrating on this part, the Q4 part with level 3 autonomy. So yeah, so basically Q4, instead of using the GPUs, it is using something called MCP, the MPC. It is multi-thread processing cluster. So GPU, what it does is, according to me, if correct me if I'm wrong. So GPU has multiple cores, and the process is done through those multiple cores. So you have to separate, you have to give separate powers to the core. Well, MPC, what it does is, it has one single core and multiple threads. So it does the processing with those multiple threads, but the power consumed is much lesser than the other GPUs. If you compare with the GPU. So that's why it is using, and it is on par with the GPU as well. So the memory, in terms of memory, it is compatible with all these things, DDR1, 2, 3, and also supports. Well, if you can see that, there is a huge drop in the power consumption to 3 watts. So if you can see, all the previous one use GPUs where the consumption of power is somewhere around 40 watts. Now it has suddenly decreased to 3 watts because the amount of power given to the GPU thing, which here it is MPC, is less. So that's why the power is less, and the performance is huge. Again, it is 2.5 teraflops. So you can consider that as a great performance thing. But the most thing was cost. I couldn't find out the cost anywhere in internet. Well, I think I will have to contact the company and ask. I searched a lot, but I couldn't find the cost. So if the cost is around 1,500 or 5,000 also. So it is pretty much one of the best, and it beats everyone. Well, if we could have known the cost, then we could have judged which is the best. So this was about Mobileye's chip. Now we'll go to the last one, Neosys technology. They are new to the with this. They are a new company which was introduced in 2012. They basically concentrate on embedded platforms and modules. So this is what we are looking for. The Novo 5090. So right now there's a company, I think someone says shared the link in the group. So this company uses this embedded platform, the device. This is Novo 5095 thing. So this company has used it and they have got a very, very good results. So basically this is how it looks. Yeah. So the processor, what it uses is it supports Intel sixth generation Core i5, i7 CPUs, which is approximately 28 DM IPS. That is Drystone million instruction per second, as shown as a standard. So it's basically the processing speed of these processor Intel Core i7 and i5. Well, they have promised to include and improve it to seventh as well as eighth generation if possible. So they'll be updating it as well. The best part about this is it can act in temperatures with minus 25 degrees Celsius to 60 degrees Celsius. So if it's a place where it is very hot or very cold, then this thing will support us very much. So it has a huge advantage over everyone in terms of temperature of operation. The GPU that it supports is NVIDIA's GPU, which any GPU which takes up to 75 watt of power. So basically, it is like, for example, GTX 950 and GTX 1050. These are all, I think, gaming GPUs which can be used, and these are pretty good GPUs, which I think so. So the power consumption, if you can see, is 65 watts. Well, it is not as bad as NVIDIA's 250 watts. So again, it is up to 32 GB, DDR4, and supports flash memory also. And the best price is it is around 1568 what I saw in the internet. So I think the winner of all these things is this one only. So if we can work on this, then it would be great. But I'm still confused a little bit about how many inputs from the how many cameras input can it take. Well, the all the above one which I mentioned had minimum 10 to 12 inputs that it could take, like a 10 to 12 camera inputs that it could take. Well, I'm not sure about this, so I won't say anything. So yeah, so these are the challenges what I face. uh, Basically, I didn't much understand